Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my husband and I are going through our first ever IVF cycle here in Hawaii. And this IVF is a clinical research study, so in exchange for our participation in the study, we get this IVF cycle for free, which is really amazing and I'm so thankful for. In order to be a part of the study, you have to meet certain criteria, and you have to go through a phone interview and go through all these blood tests and all that, and we passed everything, so we were able to participate in the study. So yeah, that's our backstory. I remember the nurse was asking me if I had any bad reactions to anesthesia, and I remember when I had my nose job before, years ago, I did react pretty bad to the anesthesia. I got really nauseous after the surgery, and I think it was because of the anesthesia, but I'm not sure. It could have been because of all the blood that from my surgery that was probably going down my throat or to my stomach. I don't know, but I just told her that just in case, I didn't want to feel nauseous after the retrieval. So I'm so glad I told her, because she let the anesthesiologist know that that happened to me before, and so she put in some medicine in my IV, some anti-nausea medicine, so I wouldn't get nauseous afterwards. So I'm very thankful that she asked me that and that I told her that, because I've saw a lot of videos of women who felt really nauseous for days after their retrieval, and I'm so glad that didn't happen to me, because that just would have been really bad. I did have my egg retrieval. It was at the end of January, I think January 23rd. And everything went well that day. The procedure went great. I remember waking up in the recovery room and my husband was there, and I felt pretty good. I felt fine. I didn't have any nausea, or didn't really have that much pain either. So sorry, I'm just reading from some notes, because it was kind of a while ago, so I kind of forgot a little bit. Okay, so oh yeah, so I wake up in the recovery room, and then my husband's there. I feel good. They gave me some animal crackers and apple juice, and I think they do that to almost a lot of people, because I've seen a lot of videos of the egg retrieval and I've seen everyone get animal crackers and some apple juice. And the animal crackers, by the way, were really good. I even asked for another bag, and I shared with my husband because he wanted some too, because they were so good. So after that, they wanted me to use the restroom, and I did. The nurse helped me because I still had my IV in, I think, yeah. And then I was able to go, and she's like, okay, we can take the IV out and you can go home. And I was like, okay, great. So my husband drove us to get some food really quick, because I haven't ate anything since that night before, around 9 o'clock. So I was hungry and I couldn't eat breakfast or even drink any water before the procedure. So we went to go grab something to eat, and then we went home. Then I was pretty much in bed for the rest of the day, and then my husband went back to work. So that day went by fine, and then I remember feeling some pain when I went to use the bathroom, pain with urination, but obviously I just had the surgery, so I thought it was just post-surgery pain, so I just brushed it off, which it probably was normal at the time, but later on it wasn't. So as the day went by, I still kept getting that pain with urination, and it kind of kept getting a little bit worse and worse. And then the next day, it was still bad. Like, I think it did get worse. So I emailed my IVF nurse about the symptoms I was having, and my clinic did give me an antibiotic prior to the surgery, just in case I got like any infection from it. And she told me to just continue taking that, and hopefully that will clear up. If it's, you know, if I possibly had like a UTI, it would like help clear it up. So I was like, okay, I'll finish the dosage that they gave me and just wait it out and see what happens. So then days have passed by, and then it just kept getting worse, and I was like pretty sure that I had a UTI, and like I had the clear symptoms of it. And I emailed my nurse again telling her that my symptoms are still, they're actually getting worse, and you know, I have more pain and pressure when I urinate. And then like it got to the point where it was like almost not unbearable, but like it was like a lot of pain. And then she told me, okay, go to the ER, you know, just to be safe and see what they say. So I'm like, I told her, okay, I'll go to the ER tomorrow morning. And so that same night I was having like lower back pains, which I thought was really weird because I never get lower back pain. Like even before, like when I'm about to get my period, I never get back pain like in anything. So it was really weird. And so, okay, so it did kind of like go away after a while. So then the next morning, me and my husband went to the ER, and they did diagnose me with a UTI, and they did ask me if I was having back pains, and I told them, yeah, I had some yesterday actually. And they're like, oh, where? Like down, like on your lower back, or where? And then I let them know where, and then the doctor told me that there is like different kinds of medicine to use for a UTI, and that he was going to prescribe me one that could also work if I had a kidney infection, because apparently one of the kidney infection symptoms is lower back pain. So I was like, okay. And then they prescribed it to me, and then we went to go pick it up, and then I started taking it, and then I went home. So as soon as we got home from the ER, I just felt like shit. Like I had a fever, my back was hurting so bad, and my body was aching, and I just felt like destroyed. Like I don't know what happened. It happened as soon as we got home. It felt like my kidney was hurting, honestly. Like I felt like I had pains on my kidney, but I wasn't sure. And I did have like a pounding headache that whole night. And so I had a headache and body chills that whole entire night, and a fever the whole night until the morning. And I did have an appointment that morning, so I'm like, I can't get up, like I need to take some medicine. So I took some Tylenol, and then I felt good. I felt better after I took that, and then I was able to get up and get ready for my appointment and go to my appointment. My appointment was for blood work, so it was just like in and out. And so that morning, I was like looking in my fridge to see if there's anything to eat, for like something quick to eat for breakfast. And then I'm like, oh, since it's gonna be a quick appointment, like in and out, I'll just, you know, like wait, and then we'll go eat breakfast after my appointment, me and my husband, because he was gonna take me. So I just waited, and I went to my appointment, and they took blood work. I believe they took a lot of blood that morning, or I'm not sure if it was, but anyways, I remember one time they took like 8 vials of blood. I don't know if it was that morning or not, but yeah, So then after they took my blood, we went to grab something quick because my husband needed to get back to work. So we went to grab some McDonald's really quick. And then we were, in the self-order kiosk. He was ordering something from there. And I was standing behind him. And then all of a sudden, I start to get like anxiety attack. I start freaking out. I felt like I had to vomit, and I felt like I needed to poop at the same time. And I was just like I told my husband, I'm like, I don't feel so good. I don't feel good. I told him I need to vomit. I need to go to the bathroom. And so I tried to go to the bathroom, but it was locked. But I was like still in that panic anxiety mode that I didn't want to ask for the keys because I was like, I was having like a freaking panic attack or anxiety attack, sorry. And so I was telling my husband, I was like, I feel like I can't breathe. And when I was breathing, my breath felt like it was menthol, like that tingling, icy feeling. That's how it felt like when I breathed in. And I was like, what is going on? Like, what is happening to me? I thought it was related to the UTI or kidney thing. And so then I was telling myself, I was like, take me to the hospital, please. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm gonna faint. Or yeah, I think I did tell him that. And so we went outside. He's like, get in the car, sit down. And so, when I went outside, I saw like these big like spots of white light. Like, it's hard to explain, but everything just looked like it had bright white lights like everywhere. And then he told me to sit in the car, and so I did. And then I put the seat back so I could lay down in the passenger seat. And as soon as I did that, I instantly felt like I felt better. Like, I felt 100 times better. I felt like I was back to normal. But I still just laid there, just in case. I just laid there for like probably the whole car ride home. So yeah, we didn't need to go to the ER because I instantly felt better as soon as I laid down in the car seat. But yeah, and then we were like looking it up online to see what possibly that could have been, or what could have happened to me. And it was like a fainting spell. But I didn't faint. I almost did. Because I was telling my husband, I'm like, but when people faint, aren't they just like calm or like standing somewhere and then they just faint out of nowhere? In my case, that wasn't the case for me, but then I was like, oh my god, so I probably got, because I didn't know I had a anxiety attack at first before I was gonna faint. And so later on I was like, oh, I got some kind of anxiety attack before I was supposed to faint, because usually people just faint when they're standing, or when they're calm they just drop, and that wasn't the case for me. And he was like, yeah, you got an anxiety attack. So then I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then I read like the symptoms of fainting, and it said not eating, or like sight of blood, or like being dehydrated, and like other stuff like that. And I was like, oh my god, it's because I didn't eat anything that morning, and they took my blood out for the tests, and that's why I guess I felt like that. And that's why I almost fainted, because I didn't eat anything that morning before my blood test. So now I know it was stupid, but that has never happened to me before. I've never ever fainted, and I never ever almost fainted until that day. So, but now I know to like eat something before, especially eat something in the morning, especially if I'm gonna have a blood test done. So at that blood work appointment, my nurse, she knew that I went to the ER and that I was having all the symptoms and fever and stuff. She did tell me that if I did get a fever again, up to a fever of 102, she told me to go to the ER. And so that same night, after the whole almost fainting thing happened, I did get a fever that day after I got home. I still had a fever that whole day, and it did reach 102. And so my husband took me to the ER as soon as he got back from work. And so I told them what had happened and everything that had happened. And then they put me on the hospital bed, and they gave me fluids. I had this pounding headache the whole day, so they gave me something for my headache too. And they did do this like heart test, because I told them that I almost fainted. So they did some kind of heart test on me, and they took urine, they took blood, and after they gave me IV fluids to not be dehydrated, we were there for a while, and then at the end they told me that my urine was looking fine, that my urine, the UTI looked like it was already either gone or going away completely, so that was good. And then they told me that everything looks okay, like, you know, nothing's wrong. And she told me to keep taking the medicine that the doctor from the ER the day prior prescribed me, and I was taking it, but I didn't finish it yet. But I did go because I did go to the ER because I had that high fever, and I was scared that maybe I had like a really bad kidney infection, and I was reading Google like diseases that could result from kidney infections and all that, and it was really scary. So I just wanted to go in also to make sure that I didn't have any of that stuff. So they sent me home. I did feel better once they discharged me. But yeah, when I got back home, I was in bed all day I had fever, chills, body ache, and even my eyes hurt when I like moved them to look anywhere, like left or right. They hurt like really bad. So the nurse told me those antibiotics should help, and to keep taking my medicine. She was saying that the UTI was pretty much clear, or almost clear, but that the medicine has to work its way up, obviously, towards your kidneys. And I didn't finish the medicine yet, so I was still taking it, so they still needed to work their way up as I finished my dosage. So then we went home, and then I felt better. And then the next day I felt like a brand new person. I had a slight headache, but that was all. And then after that I got much better, and then I finished my dosage and I felt brand new. As for our eggs, they were able to retrieve 37 eggs. I think I made a video about it. So yeah, they retrieved 37, and out of those 37, 29 of those were mature and 25 fertilized. And then 5 to 6 days later, my nurse emailed me and told me that 17 had made it to be frozen. So they made it to the blastocyst stage, and we now have 17 and babies frozen. So happy about that. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later in my next update. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.